Hello everybody, Beatle Dave from Derbyshire in the UK. For this video today we're going to be looking at the Beatles White Album box set. I know it's been out for a few years, but until this week I didn't have it, to be honest. It's one of those records that I've sort of been like that since it was released, thinking do I really want it or don't I really want it, because obviously if you've watched some of my old videos, I've got like 20 versions of the White Album, and that's just basically UK ones. I always wanted to get the Escher demos officially. I've got my bootleg CDs, so this week I actually saw it on eBay, and it was at a really, really good price. So I thought, yeah, sod it, let's bite the bullet and buy it. It was technically it's second hand, although the person that I bought it off had only actually ever played it once, so it is basically brand new. And I didn't pay silly money for it, because I know at the minute, on eBay, they're still going for around like £100 to £150 mark, and I can assure you I paid nowhere near that. I didn't even spend £100 on it. I didn't even spend £75 on it. I didn't even spend £60 on it. So, I did get it at a really, really good price. So if you've already seen videos about this, I will apologise now, but all I'm going to do on this is show it you and give you my thoughts on it. This video is a little bit later than what I usually do on a Sunday, because I've actually played it. So let's have a look at it, shall we? So obviously this was released for the 50th anniversary of the Beatles, or as we all really know it, the White Album. It came in a nice box. So the box is virtually mint condition. That's the track listing on the back. So there's a little bit of glare. So obviously the first LP, because it is spread over 4 LPs, but it's 2 double LPs. So the first LP is basically just a slightly remixed version of the Beatles or the White Album, as we know. So the track listing on that is Back in the USSR, Dear Prudence, Glass Onion, Obla-Di Obla-Da, Wild Honey Pie, The Continuing Story of Bungalow Bill, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, Happiness is a Warm Gun, Martha My Dear, I'm So Tired, Blackbird, Pig Is, Rocky Raccoon, Don't Pass Me By, Why Don't We Do It in the Road, I Will, Julia, Your Blues, Birthday, Mother Nature's Son, Everybody's Got Something to Hide Except for Me and My Monkey. I think that's a bit of a weird name for a song, but Sexy Sadie, Helter Skelter, Long, 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 Revolution 1, Honey Pie, Savoy Truffle, Cry Baby Cry, Revolution 9, and Good Night. So that's the first LP. The second LP is the Escher demos. So these are all like demos, acoustic versions. Back in USSR, Dear Prudence, Glass Onion, Obla-Di Obla-Da, The Continuing Story of Bungalow Bill, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, Happiness is a Warm Gun, I'm So Tired, Blackbird, Piggers, Rocky Raccoon, Julia, Yard Blues, Mother Nature's Son. Everybody's Got Something to Hide Except for Me and My Monkey, Sexy Sadie, Revolution, Honey Pie, Cry Baby Cry, Sour Milk Sea, Junk, Child of Nature, Circles, Mean Mr. Mustard, Polythene Pan, Not Guilty, and What's the New Mary Jane. Like I say, the demos, they have been around for a number of years in various forms. Sometimes they're called the Escher tape, sometimes they're called the Escher demos, sometimes it's the White Album Unplugged or the Beatles Unplugged. But I just thought, because I get this at a really, really nice price, it was worth getting it just to get them as a legitimate album, basically. So that's the reason why I bought this box set. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have got it, to be honest, because like I say, I've got loads and loads of White Albums up there, and then obviously on that box set here, there's a White Album in there as well. So we'll have a look at what goodies we get, shall we? It's actually quite a heavy box set as well. So that's the lid. Nice sturdy construction. Nice photos of the boys on the front as well. And like I say, this is second hand, although the person I bought it off had only ever played it once. So he has kept the hype sticker, which basically just says the Beatles Anniversary 4 LP edition, 180 weight, 180 gram heavyweight vinyl and mastered at half speed, so it's half speed master as well. New stereo mixes by Giles Martin, the Beatles and the Escher demos. That's that. It's always nice to have, isn't it? But then you get a little like booklet. Well, I say booklet, it's just really recording information and background information. Introduction. We are the Beatles. Off to the White Album. And then on the back, it's about the demos and stuff. So it is nice to have, and this is actually on really, really nice thick card as well. So you wouldn't call it a booklet, it's more like a pamphlet, isn't it? Which is nice to have a little bit of information with it as well, isn't it? So that's that. And then for some reason he'd got, I don't know if they all came like this, but the poster for the White Album was then out of the White Album. And the copyright for this is for the Lennon and McCartney songs. It isn't Northern Songs. It says all lyrics copyright 1968 for the world by Sony Stroke ATB Music Publishing. That's how you can tell if you've ever got an original poster as well, by the way. And then it says Harris Songs. For George's songs, where usually it would say Apple Publishing, wouldn't it, for an original. This doesn't seem to be quite as glossy as my originals. That's not a criticism, it's just an observation. Again, really, really nice to have. I mean, you can buy these off eBay on their own, can't you? The so-called dealers, I think, I don't think you can get them from England. I think they have to come from abroad. Will charge you quite a bit for them. I know, because I had one. But the quality, to be fair, the quality was really good on the one I got. It was nice and shiny. So this is the standard Beatles LP, double LP, or as I say, what everybody calls the White Album. Unnumbered, because I think when it came out as a standalone album, didn't it, for the 50th anniversary, I think some of them were numbered, weren't they, but they're like really, really silly numbers. And then it just says stereo on there. And then, of course, it's got a nice wide spine. And then inside, it's basically the same as an ordinary later issue White Album. I won't say the original, because the original was top loader, where this is a side loader. And it says publishing copyright 2018. The copyright in this sound recording is owned by Gladstone Productions Limited, a division of Universal Music Corp. Sorry, Universal Music Group, Apple Corps Limited. So no EMI or anything anywhere on it, is there? So that's the inside. I think you did get the photos with this as well. Just bear with 1 second. So you get your 4 portraits of Mr. Ringo Starr, Mr. George Harrison, Mr. Paul McCartney, and Mr. John Lennon. Again, these aren't as nice or as glossy as the original ones, or the ones you'd get in an issue from the 70s or 80s, because they don't seem as shiny or as glossy. They seem very dull, although they are a nice thick cardboard, which is nice. But that's not a criticism, it's just an observation. But we do get black inner sleeves, although they die cut both sides, where in the original it was only one side, wasn't it, that was die cut. I don't think you're going to be able to see these labels, because this laptop doesn't like showing Apple records for some reason, does it? That's side 1. This is the remixed album, and that is side 2. Nice, very heavyweight record. Again, the only thing I don't particularly like with these reissues is the green Apple label can seem very dark on that corner, and sometimes it's hard to read what it says on it. Although, you know, it's been around that long that I basically made this album inside out. That's side 1 and side 2. And then we'll get side 3 and side 4. And the sound quality on this is on par with anything you'd have got in the 70s, 80s or 90s. I wouldn't say it's quite as good as the original mono version, but that's that's another story. So that's side 3, and that's side 4. It's funny how you can see the white labels on these now. When I first started doing these, you couldn't see them, could you? Yeah, it just says Harris Songs. Nice though, isn't it? Like I said, I was a little bit dubious about getting this to start with because I've got 2 of the 2018 slightly remixed versions up there. So all I've really bought this box set for was the demos, although I've got them unofficially on CDs. So it was nice to just get everything legitimate, which is the main reason why I bought it. And like I say, I got it for a really, really good price. So this is the second album, which is the Escher demos, or Escher demos. I would say Escher. No track listing on the back, just like the original LP. Opens up like the original LP. You've got slightly different portraits there of the Beatles. And then you've got the track listing on that side, like you did on the original. So it says for this one, it says copyright. So I published the copyright in 2018. The copyright in this sound recording is owned by GH Estate Limited under exclusive license to Apple Corps Limited. So, because of course these demos was originally recorded at George Harrison's house, weren't they? Hence the name Escher, because that was the name of his house, wasn't it? Again, it's copyright 2018. Goldstone Productions Limited, a division of Universal Music Corp Limited, stroke Apple Corps Limited, and then there's a little number. And you'll love this. This is again one of the reasons I got it, because they're not on, well, they are on Apple labels, but it's like Apple custom label. Lovely. So on side 1, you've got Back in the USSR, Dear Prudence, Glass Onion, Obladi Oblada, The Continuing Story of Bungalow Bill, and While My Guitar Gently Weeps. Now on side 1, the 2 outstanding tracks on this side for me are Dear Prudence and While My Guitar Gently Weeps. And the version of Glass Onion is also very good. But you've got to remember, these versions on there are nothing like the versions on the White Album. They are demos and work in process and things like that. So that is side 2. So this is Happiness is a Warm Gun, I'm So Tired, Blackbird, Piggies, Rocky Raccoon, Julia, and Yard Blues. The 2 acts, I will say 2, I'm not going to say, I mean, I like them all, so I just picked 2 off each side. It's I'm So Tired and Julia, they're that standing side songs for me on side 2. You've got this album, you probably won't agree with me on that, but like I say, that is just my opinion. As I've said before, that is what this channel is all about, sharing some of my knowledge and giving you my opinions of records, but they are just my opinions. So what we've got now, this is sides 3 and 4 of the final album. So, excuse me. So that is side 3. Love them labels. I think they're brilliant. Really do. So you've got on side 3, you've got Mother's Nature's Son. You've got Everybody's Got Something to Hide Except for Me and My Monkey, Sexy Sadie, Revolution, Honey Pie, Cry Baby Cry, and Sour Milk Sea. Now the 2 outstanding tracks for me on this side is Cry Baby Cry and Sour Milk Sea. Although I do like all of them. Do you know what I'm saying here? And then the final side, you've got Junk, which of course Paul McCartney later re-recorded for his first solo album, didn't he? Child of Nature, which is the original sort of like version of Jealous Guy. Circles, well, that's a George Harrison song that remained unreleased for years and years and years, didn't it? Didn't it come back out on Gone Trooper or something? Then you've got Mean Mr. Mustard. Of course, that ended up on Abbey Road, didn't it? Polythene Pam. Again, that ended up on Abbey Road, didn't it? And then Not Guilty. Again, a George Harrison song that remained basically unreleased till 1979 when he re-recorded it for his anonymous LP, George Harrison. And then it finishes off with What's the New Mary Jane. So I'd say the two outstanding tracks for me on that one is Not Guilty and Junk. They are all good songs, yeah. So as I've said before, I've been collecting Beatles records for it's over 40 years now. And if you've watched some of my other videos, you know I always like the White Album. I've got more versions of the White Album. I mean versions from around the world, not necessarily how many copies I've got. I've got more versions of the White Album than any other Beatles album that I've got. I think there's some there as well, to be honest. I got this because I got it at a really, really good price. If I'd got the money when it originally came out, I would have bought it anyway. But because it's like going like that in price and it doesn't seem to come down, which technically is that's a good thing, isn't it? If it's not going down, then it means it's a quality product, doesn't it? So I'm a bit ashamed, really, that I was dubious to get it in the first place. It wasn't that I was dubious to get it. I'll be honest, I couldn't afford to get it at the time. Where at the minute, I've got a little bit of extra money to buy some more records because I basically sold my car last week. So I paid a couple of bills off, and then what's left, me and my missus just thought, sod it, we'll treat ourselves to a few things which we've been doing. So that is the Escher demos or the Escher demos or whatever you're going to call it. Really, really good sound quality. Packaged very well. Covers immaculate. Really, really good. Then you've got the slightly remixed album. Again, sound quality is really, really nice. I would put it on par with anything that's basically come before it, bar the original mono mix. Because I think if you can afford to get it, if you are a serious Beatles fan, yes, by all means get these. You will get whatever you can afford to get at the time. But if you're really, really serious about the Beatles and you like the White Album, at some point you will have to get a mono version of it because that is the way that the Beatles actually wanted everybody to hear it. That's no disrespect if you've got. I mean, I've got loads of stereo versions of it. It's good whichever way you listen to it, but in one way you've got to get the mono mix of it, even if it's one of the reissues. But to be honest, if you get a reissue of the mono album now, you might as well just put a little bit more towards it and get an original. And that's going to be it. Do I think it's worth the money? All in all, yeah. I mean, I think it's worth what I paid for it. Like I say, which was basically under £60, and that was with the post and packaging. Would I pay £120 for it? Probably. Would I pay £150 for it? Probably. Would I pay £200 for it? In all honesty, probably not. And would I pay £250 for it, plus post and packaging? In all honesty, probably not. I'm happy with what I've paid for it. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I wish I'd got it when it first came out, but like I say, at the time I couldn't really afford it. So yes, I would. If you haven't got it, I'd highly recommend that you get it. If you're just starting out as a Beatles collector, it has got some interesting versions of the songs that are on the proper album. Some of them are a little bit weird. If you class it as work in progress, or what they are, which is technically demos, although some of them are double tracks and triple tracks and things like that. you know, you've got to take them for what they are at face value, but the sound quality is absolutely brilliant. The sound quality on this is a hell of a lot better than the bootleg CDs I've had for years and years and years, put like that. So well done to Apple Records and the estate of George Harrison and everybody else that was involved in this. The slightly remixed White Album is good, don't get me wrong. I don't usually like remixed albums, I will be honest, but I think in this case it does actually work. And that's going to be it for this video. If you like my videos, please hit that thumbs up, because that always means a lot. If you're viewing quite regular, why not become a subscriber? It doesn't cost you anything. It is free. Honestly, it is free. I keep saying this. It doesn't cost you a penny to become a subscriber to my channel. It is Beatle Dave. So like I've said before, 99% of the time it is about the Beatles, but we do cover record collecting in general. And if you stay tuned, there is going to be another video later today, which is quite a substantial record haul that I have actually acquired off a family member earlier in the week. I didn't get it for free. I didn't. It was sort of gifted to me, but I donated some money, put like that. So that's the best way. So there's all sorts in that. There's records, there's LPs, there's singles, there's a few CDs, there's some cassette tapes as well. I'm not quite sure I'm going to do that because, like I say, it is quite a vast collection to go through. So I might have to do it in so many parts, because I think there's must be best part of 300 to 400 singles, to be honest. So yeah, they are in varying degrees of condition. Some need cleaning, some don't, but they will eventually all get cleaned. So that's going to be it. So once again, thank you to everybody that is subscribing and liking my videos. If you wish to leave a comment, please do, but please keep it respectful and keep it about what this video has been on about, which is the Beatles or reissues of Beatles stuff. I don't mind answering things like that. Yes, I used to be anti-reissue. Up to a few years ago, I was actually anti-reissue. I always thought it's better to try and get the original, which sometimes it still is, don't get me wrong, but some of the things that are coming out just later, it's like that. That is the only legitimate way you can get the demos for that. This box set, this David Bowie box set that we looked at before Christmas, a lot of the records in that, or the lot of the albums, you could never officially get on vinyl. So sometimes, as whatever keeps records in production, and keeps people interested in records, I'm all for. So bearing that in mind, hopefully there might be another video coming up. It might be in a few parts. I think I might even have to do it over a few days, to be honest. So whatever you're doing, please stay safe. Sunday here in the UK. As always, love your records, cherish your records, clean your records, but above all, when you've got time, play your records, which I've been doing this morning and I'll probably do later on today as well. So until the next video, please stay safe, everybody, and whatever you're doing, please have a lovely day. Peace and love to you all, and hopefully I'll see you in about half an hour in the next video. But if not, I'll see you later in the week. So stay safe. Thank you, everybody.